Part of being a good storyteller is being able to recognize and quantify familiar storytelling tools. In this tutorial, we're going to look at two common tricks in particular: dramatic irony and situational irony. Dramatic irony is when the audience knows something that the characters don't. I once made another short film called Incognita that has a quick scene of dramatic irony. As our heroine looks around, she reveals someone in the background that intends her harm. We see him, but she doesn't. This is dramatic irony. Hitchcock was a master of dramatic irony and used it to create tension in a lot of his movies. In Rope, for example, some guys have killed one of their friends, hid his body in this table, and then had a party. The guests at the party don't know what's hidden beneath the serving tray, but we do. What adds to the tension is that Farley Granger's character Philip is terrified of getting caught. In The Assurance, we had a little dramatic irony, but I don't think it ended up being very clear in the final version of the film. When we first see Tayani's magic, Cordelia wasn't aware of what was going on because she was busy getting into a sack to conceal herself from the townspeople. Now, we as the audience see that magic in the background, but Cordelia doesn't. Incidentally, I also thought this would be a great way to introduce the idea of magic to an audience because it was very subtle and off-screen. We're essentially telling the audience by this shot that there's magic in this world, but you're going to have to wait to see it. Situational irony is when the audience expects something to happen and then something else happens. This can be really powerful. Rocky feels like the standard sports movie, and we expect this underdog to win, but he doesn't. And he doesn't care. After all that training and effort, he only cares about reconnecting with Adrian. That situational irony was enough to create one of the best cinematic love stories ever and earn the film an Academy Award for Best Picture. There was some situational irony in The Assurance. The whole film is about Cordelia trying to figure out Tayani's mission. And we know that Tayani is special and has magic. So we tried to suggest to the audience that the older sister Tayani abandoned Cordelia so that Tayani could go save the world. But surprise, Cordelia is actually the chosen one referenced in The Assurance. Tayani's mission was to take care of Cordelia and send her to save the world. Now, this storyline wasn't in the version of the script that we shot. It's something that we came up with during the re-edit in post-production. So we had to kind of cheat a couple things, and the conceal and the reveal both aren't as powerful as they probably would have been if we would have planned on things going down like this. But I think it still works to some degree. Overall, in The Assurance, we didn't really utilize dramatic or situational irony enough, and I think that the storytelling would have been more powerful if we did. Now, I don't necessarily recommend revising your story just to incorporate these ideas because that could create a result that doesn't feel very authentic. But I do recommend looking at the story that you already have and trying to find out ways where you can conceal things from characters or reveal things to the audience in a more surprising and compelling way.